Well, hello everybody. We made it to episode 3. We're very excited to bring some of the news that we have for you this week. And some of the people reached out last week to provide some update and feedback as well, that they find the format very helpful and very enjoyable and easy to go through. Obviously, that's one of the reasons why we started doing. How are you feeling, Carlos? Doing the format that we chose to do a video updates on the SEO and content.
I love it. The funny thing is that you and I said, "Okay, we'll be 5 minutes," and we said the first time, "Okay, we'll make it shorter next time," and they just keep increasing in amount of minutes. I don't know. We didn't plan that one through, but I think we're doing great. I'm enjoying it very much.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there is so much to share. I mean, this is the information that you and I share. This is condensed version of what is out there. So I think that's great. And I obviously, one of the other thing that I wanted to mention is that to everyone, if you have any feedback or any suggestion, feel free to let us know. At the end of the day, we are doing it for you guys. So your feedback and your suggestion are very crucial for us to keep improving our updates and videos. So looking forward to hear your feedback. Cool.
Yeah.
So I'll kick off with a non-SEO and non-content update. So obviously, with AI and everything is happening in the world with AI and digital space, we all are so focused into written content, how AI is helping with the SEO and digital space. But there's so much more that AI is doing, which is sometimes we don't see that. I didn't even know that until I was doing research and learning about it. There's quite a lot of ways that Google is actually helping with AI in Africa, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but two that I really, two of them really stood out for me, which was forecasting floods. Obviously, in that side of the region of the world, there's lots of floods, and forecasting the floods helps people, stay prepared. And one of the other things that AI is doing is that the ultrasound. So for women, when they're pregnant, and there's quite a lot of death is related to pregnancy and when they're giving birth. So obviously the portable devices and the AI powered devices, ultrasound devices, helps detect those complications during pregnancy in the earlier stages, which kind of helps them prevent those deaths in those regions. So that's when I feel like, wow, AI is not so bad, or just not just into SEO and content. There's so much more, right,
Yeah,
in the world.
it's funny that we're so egotistical and narcissistic, and we think everything of AI is just about SEO and content. But of course, AI is awesome. AI is going to change our life in many, many ways. We've been using AI for a while, right? We just don't notice it as much. But it's good to hear that Google is doing good things with it in Africa and helping save lives, and that's awesome. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Nissam. I think it's a good a little um, a little bit of sunshine in this in this very very tumultuous time around AI.
No worries, no worries. All right, so now getting into the nitty-gritty of SEO and content, just a quick few updates, and some of the topic we'll probably have to dig deeper a little bit. One of the a quick one would be Google now treats .ai domain as part of the top level domain. And why would you care? I mean, for us, we obviously wouldn't care unless we have an AI company that we want an .ai domain. So in the past, Google used to associate that domain with the country. So it's like geo-targeting that specific domain. Now that it isn't, it's just like a part of top-level domain, which is .com, .net, .org. You could, if you are running an AI company or if you have any project related to AI, you could actually go and buy a .ai domain, and Google will treat that domain as a top-level domain, and it wouldn't focus so much into specific geo, but it will target the global SEO community, which is, I think it's a great shift.
What was the geo? Antigua, was it? Antigua?
Yeah, yeah, Antigua. So
Yeah,
every
I
time
wonder
someone would target.
people of Antigua have been benefiting from all these AI traffic because there's so many .ai domains. They have been
Yes.
taking advantage. Yeah, well, but good news for anybody with a .ai domain and anybody thinking about launching a .ai domain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so there was some studies that people who run this study. I don't have the source handy, but YouTube is still the best option for influencer marketing to get the best ROI over other platforms like Instagram and TikTok. So I think And what they're saying is that influencers or content creators in YouTube are getting paid better and making more money from their content that in other platforms like Instagram and TikTok. So I'm not surprised with this, but just a reminder and another data point to reaffirm the trend or confirm the trend of the rise of video. I never thought Instagram would be great as YouTube for business, just because Instagram has been, of course, centered about certain demographic and certain use case. But YouTube, I think, is a more flexible um, platform. So we've been using YouTube in our business, and I would highly recommend to anybody not using YouTube or just starting to use YouTube to power their brand, just to look after or start thinking about an influencer driven strategy for YouTube.
Yes, absolutely. And obviously it will help with SEO as well. Yeah, and building your community through YouTube, so which is an added benefit of running influencer campaigns.
The other news that we have on the docket is that the search generative experience is supposed to end, I mean, quote unquote, end in in December 2023. What do we take? What is our take on that? I mean, they're going to end the experiment. I'm sure. I'm surprised they're calling it an experiment all the way until the end of the year. My bet is that they're going to make it a main thing or a main feature for everybody before then. But I think they're still calling it an experiment, and they're saying that it's going to be available until the end of 2023. But I thought it was interesting. I don't know, what's your take on it, Nissan? What did you read?
One of the things that I would say, if they're ending it, and if they're actually planning to make this as part of the search, so every time you go to Google, this is what you will see from now on after December 2023. I would say all SEO should be ready that it might take a hit on your traffic. So obviously you see your traffic going down because they will try to return the result within their UI without sending people to your websites. Obviously prepare your clients as well. This is something is happening. It has pros and cons by now. You already know there's lots of discussion around it, how generative experience will help SEO, help client, right? But also it has some cons, which I would say be prepared for, especially if you're an agency. Let the clients know that this is coming. They might see a dip in their traffic, especially if those are informational keywords. So those are the ones that Google will try to obviously return the result within their UI, right? So that I feel like that might be one of the changes will be coming.
Yeah, I think why people care is that probably after December 2023 will be the main way of search, or at least is going to take a big chunk of the search volume. So, but this is another reminder that you need to start thinking about your strategy going forward, creating more exceptional, more unique, original content, right? I think the informational content that is pretty generic is going to go away and it's going to be taken by AI. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't produce content. It just means that people should focus on content that has a more unique angle and has something new to contribute, not just regurgitate facts that you're finding from some other places. So, I think it's a good reminder of that.
Great. So the next one we have is just a quick announcement. Most of you already know SMX Advanced, which is organized by Search Engine Land. It is in 2 weeks. And since they went virtual, the tickets are completely free. So you could just register there. They have quite a few great talks lined up already. So I would strongly recommend signing up, pick the session that you want to attend, plan your day so that you can gain some experience and insight from the industry experts. That just reminded me that you spoke to one of the SMX. I think was it last year or this year?
No, it's a great event. I spoke at it last year. I remember also attending some sessions. Of course, Lily Ray, some big names. They always attract big names. It's a great conference. It's virtual. I prefer in-person conferences, but I think it's a great event for people who are interested in SEO, and some of you should check it out. Search Engine Land just launched their own chatbot that, of course, is powered by AI. Why does it matter? Because what Search Engine Land did is that they trained the chatbot with all the information, all the posts that they have. I think is either 2,000 or 20,000 posts that they have in their website over these many years. So if you want to learn SEO, you can just go and ask search engine land chatbot about SEO, and they will come up with the answer. Of course, this is in beta, and they want to test it and they want to get the feedback at it. But I think it's great right now, rather than having to go on and source or trying to find something in their blog. You can just ask their chatbot. I haven't used it. I got complete disclosure. They just launched it, but we should be testing it, Sam, and see what is our feedback about it. But I thought, search engine land, definitely an authority in the SEO world. So I'm sure that chatbot will be very, very smart about SEO. So we should take a look, and people should go and play with it.
We'll probably give it a try this week and try to cover it in our next video if there's something valuable. Another news that we have is the Google Search Console. They have a new report which call content growth. Now, if your Google Search Console isn't connected to Google Analytics, that's when you will see this report. And this report basically just shows the clicks and impression growth over a certain period for your top performing pages and content. And if you have Google Analytics integration with Google Search Console, to be honest, you might get even more information from your Google Analytics. But if you don't, then use this report to kind of gain or gather more information regarding your top performing content, which will kind of help you understand what to focus on, what to prioritize, and if it is decreasing, which is content decay, and you should improve on it. And that just reminded me of like the video that you made, Carlos, last week regarding the content refresh. Right.
Yeah, well, content refresh is some of the low hanging fruit. If you have a limited budget and you already have a lot of content out there, so focus on content refresh. But my question to you, Nisam, about this announcement: how is this different than any other SEO tools out there that already you can use to analyze your content performance?
Yeah, absolutely. So the SEMrush has great tool. Ahrefs does it as well. So the main difference is the data point. So obviously it's Google's own tool. They will provide more accurate data, whereas the SEMrush and the other tools, those are more of like guessing, but also they use real life data as well from time to time, depending on the availability. So the accuracy is the main factor that I would say plays a big role. And I think that will also help with the point that you made, like, if you're seeing your content is decaying and losing traffic, that's when you refresh your content. And since, you're getting 90% to 95% traffic from Google, that's the best source to see like what's working, what's not working.
Awesome. Okay, well, that's a great way to look at it. So great announcement. So we don't have it here in the list, but any other updates on how BART is performing? I've seen a lot of noise in Twitter and a lot of complaints and feedback from some of the big SEO voices. So I like that. I like the fact that Google is very, it's on top of the feedback, and they're responding to a lot of comments in Twitter. But yeah, I don't know what new have you heard from last time we talked.
I was following some of the Twitter thread and as well as the LinkedIn updates as well. Most of the complaints are related to the plagiarism, like providing content and some inaccuracy as well. But that just goes back to like the point that you made last week as well. Like just a new tool, give it some time. There are bugs and there are kinks, and I think you rightfully said that the Google has been on top of it. Like every time they see someone noticeable or like influencer is posting something about Google Bird, they jump in and provide context around it, which is, I think it's like, yeah, it's something that Google never used to do, but it's interesting to see that they're actually jumping in and coming and answering the questions, right?
Yeah, no, that's interesting to see a company like they're so big with such a monopoly caring to what people think. But now that we're talking about AI and search, so other announcement. So image creator powered by DALL-E model from OpenAI is being rolled out to Bing. And I think now you can just generate images straight from Bing. So big news. Again, I don't know how relevant Bing is right now, but I think is interesting that they're also rolling out their image creation capabilities. On the same Bing note, and I'm sorry, Bing. I know I'm always kind of this, discounting you as not as relevant. But no, I think they're doing a great job to try to stay relevant. They launched a widget for Android, so that's very interesting that they are also getting into a mobile game. My next question is, well, Android is powered by Google, and with Bard, I don't know how that's is a very interesting thing how that's going to turn out, and what is going to happen with Apple as well, right? Because okay, ChatGPT now has this iOS app, but I don't.
Mhm.
I wonder what is Apple going to come with in terms of AI power search.
That'll be interesting to see. Yeah, they have been very quiet, right? Apple has been super quiet about like the features that they're doing with AI. At least not that I haven't seen anything significant from Apple regarding like all these features or things that are happening in their industry. So yeah, I'm also curious to see what actually happens with this going forward.
Yeah, and what is going to happen with Amazon and Alexa?
And obviously Elon Musk.
Yeah, exactly. Is Elon Musk come out with his own search engine? Oh man, we're living in an interesting time.
We are awesome. So I have just one last quick one. Google Bird can now provide accurate and relevant local search results. So if you turn on your location option within your browser or your computer, if you allow them to connect, know where you are, your geolocation, and if your search is related to local queries, they will try to give you more relevant and precise answer, which is I feel like no brainer. Some people are concerned like I don't want to share my location with search engine and other companies, but honestly I don't mind. They already have your location through Google Maps and everything else. Like why bother, right? Just like let them use it.
Every time that my phone asks me, "Do you want to share your location?" I say no, but something inside of me knows like, yeah, you're not fooling anyone. They already know who you are. They know everything about you. So yeah, you get a point. They're still gonna know your location.
Awesome. Anything else that you want to cover?
No, really, like, okay, keep creating amazing content. I think that's what keeps every time I read all these news around AI, and I think the world informational content is going to become very difficult to compete in. And I think anything that is generic that has been already covered in the internet for a long time is going to be hard to compete. But if you have high expertise, your money, your life topics, and a highly opinionated uh, piece of content or something unique to say, that's probably going to be the way. So yeah, probably going to be I'm going to be that broken record reminding everybody to create exceptional, unique content every week. But yeah, I think that's the way we need to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes we do need the reminder. So yeah, I think a lot of
I'll
us
remind
can
you every
definitely
week. I'll remind you every week, every
every
two
week.
weeks, every 2 weeks.
I'll have a 30-second window for Carlos to remind everyone about content every week. Awesome.
All right, my friend.
Um, well, that was great today, and I think we finished it quite like within the time frame that we set up. So I'm really happy about that. Until next week, obviously, I will gather all the information that is happening. Or there quite a lot of news are coming out now, so I'll update everyone next week. Yeah, if you have any feedback, as I mentioned, feel free to let us know. We're more than happy to take your feedback and implement or improve ourselves, obviously. Until we talk to you guys next week, well, take care.